Diane and I received a telephone call from Richard Blake and asked us if we would like to go for a Sunday fly in his helicopter, and we said absolutely yes. We would love to go on a flight. I'm always really interested in how helicopters operate, and I noticed when we've flown in it before that the engine always stayed at one speed, so I was asking him how it goes faster, slower, up, down, and idle and everything, and he's showing me there how the RPMs are always the same, but everything that he does is predicated on rotor pitch. So that was really interesting. Also, the music that you will be hearing on this program is helicopter music that he plays. We have these headsets on, we can talk back and forth, but he plays this absolutely fantastic helicopter music as we are traveling.
And we have liftoff. It's amazing how quickly the thing just goes straight up and then swoops down over the side of the mountain, which causes a lot of air to come through the rotors and picks up speed quickly. I love the feeling because your tummy kind of comes up to your throat and it's this butterfly feeling in your belly, and it's just really cool.
Our destination this morning is Ragged Point, but we can see there's some fog on the coastline, so we thought we'd slip over to Avila Beach real quick and see what it looked like over at Avila Beach. So here we are, kind of like crossing over Avila, and in a couple of minutes we'll be crossing over the PG&E area. There's our PG&E lines below us, and sure enough we can see ocean at Avila, so alright, we're going to head out for Ragged Point. It's really kind of neat. We're flying over the top of the mountains here that you see between San Luis Obispo and Diablo Canyon. Uh-oh, this isn't looking very good. I see fog out there over Morro Bay. Take a look at these horses on top of this mountain. It's kind of neat. We're going to fly over a bunch of horses and cows right there. And now we're flying, that's Los Osos Valley Road right in there. But I tell you, I don't know. Los Osos is clear. Morro Bay looks foggy, so we'll see what's up here.
Well, pretty socked in, can't even see Morro Rock, but we'll continue northward with the hopes of finding clear coast a little further into Monterey County.
We decided to go inland at this point, and so we're heading up by Hearst Castle. Here we're following a water pipe up that runs up the hill that feeds Hearst Castle, and we wanted to see where their water comes from. That's the fun thing about a helicopter. You can just go right inside a canyon like that, and it turns out that the pipe goes right into the side of the mountain, that they're getting the water out of the side of the mountain. And now we're turning around and heading back to Hearst Castle. One of the disappointing things, my camera malfunctioned, so I didn't get any of the pictures as we flew by Hearst Castle, and I didn't notice it until we get home. But oh well, those things do happen. This is kind of neat here. We're going to turn back to take a look at a pond that we found up there, and it's actually, the helicopter is like almost over on the side. It's really kind of a neat feeling. You'll see here as we turn around in a circle, a really tight circle, to circle back and to look at this pond.
Richard flew with the Sheriff's Department search and rescue for 25 years, so I feel very safe with him at the controls. He has an awful lot of experience, has been into many tight situations and lots of different terrains.
Well, here we are now by adjacent Ragged Point, and it's full of fog, so we know we can't land at Ragged Point. But Richard says, never fear, I have a plan, and I'm going to take you guys somewhere where you have never been before. And that he did indeed. It's really neat. We went to this ranger station that used to be a lookout back in the old days before satellites, and it's up on top of the Santa Lucia Mountains. And when we got there, there was actually some people who had hiked up there, and it turned out that one of the people there were like a distant relative of Dick's, and so it's like, how can you believe that?
It's pretty incredible how he can put it down on a postage stamp, and then the views were 360 degrees around southern Monterey County. Just fabulous.
Yeah, we actually landed on top of a rock, and there was so little room that once you got out of the helicopter, I mean, it was almost like you were going to fall off the top of the rock. You talk about a skilled pilot. He really is a skilled pilot. Look at that rock that we landed on. I mean, it's incredible. Now here we are taking off from there, and I rode in the front on the way up. Diane gets to ride in the front on the way back. So we both get a front seat ride, which I guess you could say is the most fun. However, in my book, anything in a helicopter is fun.
I really like riding shotgun any day.
I don't know what the altitude was up here, but it's way up there, and it was about 90 degrees up on top of that mountain. And so it was really kind of the people that drove up there. They drove up, and then they had to walk the last 3 miles to get up to where that was. Now you can see by the rotor pitch, we're getting ready to lift off there, and we're going to swoop right around the front of that tower and down through the canyon.
We were actually at 4,900 feet per the altimeter. The hikers said it was close to 5,000, so that jives.
And here we go with liftoff.
And hang on.
Waving goodbye to the people.
Swooping down the valley. It's just the most... I love the feeling. It's incredible.
Our next stop was Nacimiento Lake, and it's really sad to see how low the lake really is right now.
It's probably been, I don't know, 20, 25 years since we've seen that much beach at the lake.
People were still having fun, though. They were waving at us as we went by in the helicopter.
Again, it's just amazing how close you can fly to the ground.
Not a lot of water here, and this is one of the main places too where San Luis Obispo gets their water, so we're sure hoping for a good year of rain next year. Many years ago, Richard used to own a ranch up on top of Adelaide, and we sold it for him, and here it is. We're coming up on it right now, and this is Richard's house, and that's where he used to land his helicopter. Here we are back in San Luis Obispo again.
You can really see the Seven Sisters chain from this particular vantage point.
Really kind of a nice look at the city as we go through too. And we're going to cross right over the top of the airport, which you can do in a helicopter because he goes down to 700 feet, which is under the flight pattern of other planes. You can sure hear a lot of chatter on the radio when you're at the airport because there's always planes coming in and taking off and everything. And his house is actually right above the airport. And there's the airport ahead of us. We're coming up on it right now. He's calling in his intent, telling the airport that he's going to be flying over at 700 feet. Now we're passing his house. There's his house on the left, and we swoop right around that mountain, and on the other side of the hill just below his house is his helicopter barn and his helicopter pad. And again, to see him land on top of this little teeny tiny trailer that he has there that he wheels his helicopter back into the barn with, it's incredible. He definitely is a fantastic, skilled pilot. Really makes you feel comfortable. Now look at here as we come in and get ready to land. And one thing that we want to tell you, Richard, is we really, really, really thank you.
It was absolutely the best ever. It was the bomb. Thank you. I just appreciate your time and your talents.
Thanks again, Richard. It was absolutely the best day that we could ever have.
I just totally love flying in the helicopter.